Hello and welcome to Retro Game Connect. I'm Dan Mastriani.
And I'm Ian Butterfield.
And it's appropriate Ian just kind of teleported in because traveling between dimensions is a big part of the plot in the game we're playing today.
Excuse me, I materialized.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do a segue here, and you're being all nitpicky with me. Anyhow, the game we're playing is Super Robot Wars Z on PlayStation 2. I'm pretty sure they would say it's Z in Japan, but
pretty sure they would speak Japanese in Japan.
Yes, well, when they're using the letter, the Roman letter, they pronounce it Z instead of Z, like we would here in the U.S.
Like how Canada uses Z?
Yes, like that.
Indeed.
Yeah. So anyhow, they use that sort of pronunciation. But we did previously play Super Robot Wars F, which was basically the end of like the classic Winkysoft developed Super Robot Wars games. And
paid respects.
Yeah. And this was actually we're skipping ahead. This is the last one on PS2. So this is kind of give people an idea of kind of where it evolved, and maybe we'll at some point in the future go back and play one of the intermediary ones. But just since we're still home, I figured it's usually a pain to play import games on the show because I have to bring 2 PS2s. So since I was going to be home anyways, I figured, what the heck, I'll play one of the import games.
Ta-da!
So there you go. We're gonna go back to Super Robot Wars and kind of see what it looks like after Winkysoft left the series and Bandai kind of brought it in house. So let's go ahead and do that now. Woo! Yeah, so this one is, they kind of went all out since it was the last one on PS2. This has the most new series of pretty much any Super Robot Wars since the first one. So it was a big jump in that, at least up to that point, it was the most new series they had since the first one. As I mentioned, there's I guess there's spoilers a bit, but dimension hopping is a big part of the plot. Basically, they use the plot of Argus to explain how various series that normally wouldn't be able to be in the same universe. I mean, we should probably recap for people who didn't watch the previous Super Robot Wars episode. They're basically giant crossovers of various licensed series. So in this particular one, they explain the crossover with dimension hopping. A lot of times they're just like, yeah, this all just happened in the same place. Oh yeah, this is one of the new series. Overman King Geiner is in this, which is cool because I'm a big fan of that. But unfortunately, we're probably not going to see it because he doesn't show up very early in the game. But we watched at least a little of the intro movie because it's actually it's pretty decent. Especially for PS2 era. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, so it probably gets fancier from here, but this is a strategy game, so we don't want to spend too much time on it. So, Ian, would you... I'm going to have you... Oh, yeah. There's another fancy thing. It's got a theme song sung by Jam Project. This is just for the game. So last time we loaded the save, I'm not very far in this, so I think we'll show off how the game starts because it's not too complicated in this one. And I do have to remember to hit the circle button. All right. Oh, okay, so it's got a tutorial scenario. I'm not gonna worry about that. I don't need that. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so Ian, I'm gonna leave it up to you. Would you rather see the super robot path, which is your at least in game terms tanky, up close, heavy damage dealer, or the real robots, which is more long range, dodgy type of units?
Oh, let's go with the super ones. Those sound fun.
That's fine. We actually did the real robot route. That's what we were showing off on F. So I'm not going to bother trying to change this guy's name, but what I am going to do is I'm going to set his birthday to November 11th and his blood type to B. And the reason for that is because that is the birthday and the blood type of the producer of the series. And in many of the games, if you set these particular birth date and blood type, you will get more powerful the spirit commands than usual. Yes, this is fine.
Oh, that's neat.
So yeah, this is gonna be a little thing in our advantage. So I do have something printed out. This gives me the various abilities, and these I printed this back when I bought the game, so I got a 12-year-old printout here. So I got some stuff translated, so hopefully I won't have too much trouble with it. But also, I think we've had Ian. I had you pull up a FAQ, so we can easily check on our objectives and things like that.
Indeed.
Yeah. So one thing that I did mention last time is, boy, there is a lot of dialogue in these games. But one of the other reasons I wanted to play this particular one is because it's the earliest one that I know of, at least that I own, that lets you fast forward the dialogue.
Oh, thank the Force.
Yes, so we can get a look at exactly how much dialogue there is without actually having to sit through all of it. So let's just, yeah, they're going. Oh, I gotta wait for a little sound effect there. So I actually there's a Let's Play of this on the LP archive. So basically, I guess what's happening here is your main character, he repairs various ancient robots. This is the setting for the Super Robot stage is a kind of post-apocalyptic. So it draws from several post-apocalyptic series. Like, I think some of the enemies we're going to be fighting are from Zabungle. And the guy that we were just talking to, who's going to join us as an ally, is Garrod from Afterwar Gundam X. So I believe this also features like a couple other things. What's involved in this? Turn A Gundam is in this. Various things. So that's who we're going to run into first. Is like the people from. I got my own theme music. So Ian, you have the FAQ open. What are our objectives?
Doesn't actually list objectives.
Really?
It's not. Surely describes everything.
I
don't know. Just go into it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to get shot down. It looks like what's that? The Garaba is what I'm supposed to shoot down. And I have to do something in 4 turns. I don't know if it's clear the map. I think I got to take the guy out in 4 turns to get the SR point. Oh, okay. So we're starting here. So just while I'm doing this, I will explain SR points. All I can do right now is move. Let's see what I should look and see what spells I have.
This is not a good walkthrough. It explains the story.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why it's not showing me this, but it's only 100%, so I'm pretty sure this is bullseye. So it's gonna let me absolutely hit anything on this turn. And this ability will, so this ability will let me take only 10 damage from any attack. Oh no, I accidentally used it. Well, that's okay, because I'm pretty sure that that doesn't pop unless I actually get shot at. So it won't be a waste. So I might want to use the analog stick for here, because this is moving me a little weird. So can I move into attack range? Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this guy. So let's see. I can use this and use his N. So I got plenty of energy. I'll use this more powerful attack. Ooh, I'd only have a 77% chance of hitting him though. Well, hopefully I'm not being wasteful of my spirit points, but I'm going to go ahead and put Bullseye on. Actually, I should quick look and see what she has. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's probably Scam that will tell me people's stats, because they actually hide them in the earlier games. Oh no, that's... Oh. Wait. Oh, wow, okay, so that's even better than I thought it was. So that ability will let me cast Bullseye on anybody, not just myself. So if my allies are having trouble hitting people, I can use that ability to give them 100% hit.
I am struggling to find an actual guide here.
That's exciting. Oh, well, whatever. I'm going to smack this guy pretty hard. Yeah, so they don't do this anymore, but in the older games, basically you couldn't see an enemy's stats until you got into combat with them. But that's not. They actually no longer make you do that. But whew, this attack is pretty flashy. Yeah, so this is a big thing that changed from Wikisoft to the Bandai internal studio. Oh, I just killed him. Solid.
So on turn 2, Garrett's going to arrive to help you.
Yeah, good. Okay, so yes, I forgot to. So the SR point. You see the one of the things. The second thing I got is I don't know if that's like player pilot points or whatever, but you can use those to enhance your pilot. And
also, you get a bonus skill point if you take everybody down before turn 5.
Yes, so that is the SR point that we're searching for. The downside of the SR point, of course, is that it increases the difficulty if you get more of them. You actually get less money on higher difficulties. So.
Weird.
All right, this guy's gonna shoot some missiles at me, and I'm gonna fire back at them. That some kind of spanner. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what that said. Yeah, he's got a whole repair themed. Yeah, I only took 10 damage because I used that spell earlier. So, or spirit command, I guess I should say. That's the official translation.
By the power of Grayskull.
Yep. Yeah, we're a super robot, so he's going to be shouting very dramatically. Yep. So if people did watch the previous Super Robot Wars episode, they can see that, oh man, this is way more flashy.
People might not think it'd be like that, but it do.
It do. It absolutely do. Did I get him? Oh no, he survived. Ooh. That's lame. Alright, anybody else gonna take a shot at me? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so as you said, apparently Garrett's gonna come out and help me out. So we got the Gundam X coming to help me here. Yeah, we can speed through this. So now I have 2. So I think it would be a good idea to quick look and see what abilities he has. So it looks like all he has is invincible. But you know what? Might as well use that, because again, that doesn't pop unless somebody actually hits him.
Plus, show things off for the audience.
Yeah. So let's see. He's a ways off. Looks like. Can I zoom out or anything here? No, that's a marker. Now that turns the grid on and off. Oof. I'm definitely missing playing this on HD. In HD, let me tell you. Yeah. So what I've been playing right now, actually, I have a. I guess I should send Garrett against these guys. I don't know. If I move over here, I think I can attack this guy. Yes. We're gonna do beam sword. We're gonna see. Good, 100%. Okay, yeah. So Garrett's into Gundam. He's much better at dodging than my main character. So this guy might actually miss.
That's a problem.
No, I mean the guy that I'm fighting.
Oh.
I'm absolutely gonna hit this guy. I got a 100% chance, but he's only got a 29% chance of hitting me.
Ooh, that sounds like a big F in the chat.
Yeah, so probably not going to work out well for this guy.
So, you're probably wondering how I got here.
Yep. If he does actually manage to hit me, guess what? He'll only do 10 damage. Oh, nice. I got a crit. Alright. It didn't take him out, but it did good damage. So I think when he counterattacks me next turn, it's not going to go well. Really, Garrett? Really? I'm very disappointed in you. Well, that's it. I used up that. That's disappointing. But let's see. This is the guy I hit before. How many attacks do I have? So I can use this one without moving. That'll definitely finish him off, and he'll use his 10 energy. So I think I'll do this and let the other guy move at me. But first, we'll use Bullseye again. I can do that. I can do that like at least 2 more times. So I don't have that much energy left though, so I think I'll try to tank anything that comes back at me.
To be fair, I'm not sure we'll be able to play more than one level, so.
Yeah. Well, no, if we make it to the end of the level, then we're fine. I just, I have a certain amount of SP per level. So.
Indeed.
And this guy's not going to die, so I don't have to worry about a counterattack. Whoever else attacks is probably going to do a little bit of damage, but that's okay, because I should have decent armor because this guy's a super robot. I want to save a little for the boss. There's another thing they've changed since this point. Nowadays, you actually start with around half your SP, and it refills by 5 points every turn. So that kind of changes the way the strategy goes. I could have saved right there, do some saves coming, but I decided not to bother with it. Oh no! I can't counterattack, I'm too far from this guy. Well, that's lame. Well, that's alright, so I'm guessing I'm probably going to be defending because I'm a super robot, so I'm going to block it to try to take less damage. So, we'll see. Yeah, data was really not a problem. I do want to make sure to save save some points here for when I get to the boss. And this guy's going to die. I'm going to get him with the beam machine gun. I'm just hoping Garrett actually successfully dodges, because that was just embarrassing first round.
It's embarrassing!
I know! You're into Gundam. Thank you. Honestly, Garrett. It's a little disappointing to have a Gundam pilot that doesn't have the Focus Spirit Command. because that'll improve your hit rate and dodge rate by 30%. So if he had that, that guy would have had no chance because I could have used that spirit, and then basically his hit rate would have been 0. Okay, so how much SP do I have left? Not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hope he can actually hit the guy without the 100%, because I want to save that for when I get to the boss. So let's see, what was the range of my attacks here? I can look and check them all. So the P will tells me that they're post movement. So anything with the P mark I can use after moving. Looks like I have hit the morale requirement for my most powerful attack, but I shouldn't need it for these enemies, so I won't waste the energy on it. Though if we have enough time to get to the boss, then I will certainly hit him with that. But I think I want to use this 3 distance attack, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to here and use this attack, which should be able to take him out one shot. Oh, this guy's a little more powerful, actually, but that's okay. He didn't do too much damage, so I think I'm going to be okay regardless. So let's try it out. The other thing to mention about the, you may have seen like the try and pla on some of the weapons. So we're not going to see that because it doesn't take effect till later in the game. But this game has something called the platoon system, where you can actually group units together, and those attacks are useful for like attacking the entire enemy platoon.
Nice.
So we unfortunately won't really be able to see that in action. So what we did see, though, since I didn't take him out, you see that the ending of this attack was different than from the first time I did it, where I managed to take the guy out in one shot.
Indeed.
So this is some of the flash they added into this. Is they have something like what they call like dynamic, like a dynamic finish. You actually had a little bit of that in the old ones, but not a lot. It's basically you get a slightly different animation if you manage to finish off your opponent. So what does Garrett have? Alright, so I can't even do that yet. So yeah, so it looks like I'm going to have to get within 3 blocks of these guys if I want to do any decent damage. Okay, so I don't want these guys moving too far. I want to keep my guys together, so I'm going to try moving here. Let's see, how does that put my range? Good, that's what I want. This little, where is his SP? Do I want to toss you know what, yeah, I can do this a few more times, so I'm going to toss another one on there in case one of these guys hit me. I'm going to go here because I want to try to draw them together so I'm not running across the map with this guy to bring them together to attack these other units. So hopefully Garrett will actually dodge this time. We'll see.
Indeed.
So, I mean, another thing that we've seen that they did is they have that little, that handy little screen, like when you move your cursor over the guy, it tells you how likely you are to hit him. I'm not sure if that's new for this one, but it's definitely a more recent addition, because it's not in like earlier PS2 era games. So that's the thing that's handy. They've made it actually even handier in the most recent ones. Like, I've been playing the most recent one, and it will actually tell you if you're going to shoot somebody down in that little pop-up screen in the lower corner. So that's incredibly useful to just be like, oh, okay, this attack is going to shoot this guy down. So you can do things like being like, okay, what's the lowest powered attack that's going to finish this guy off? And kind of like, avoid wasting resources and using more powerful attacks than you need to finish guys. All right, so we're gonna. I'm sure we're gonna be able to tank this attack, but then we're gonna counter it and finish this guy off. That should work pretty well. Actually, I went by that pretty fast. I didn't see if this was an attack we'd seen already or not. I guess we'll look at the startup and see what it looks like. I do appreciate this guy starting with pretty good armor. A lot of these games, you've got to put some upgrades into these guys before they can just tank attacks like that. Yeah, no, this is one we haven't seen yet, so that's nice. Oh, there we go. See, we're just starting to do more damage. That's because of the morale system. So we'll actually see this on the stream. So you can see here where it says Garrett's level 5, and there's a number next to 111. That's his morale. So as your morale goes up, you do more damage and take less. And also there are certain attacks that you can't use until you hit certain morale threshold.
It's essentially a super meter.
A little bit. You don't have to spend morale. It's just kind of always there for you, you know. There are also certain abilities that will kick in once you hit a certain morale threshold. So basically, you want to increase your morale as much as you can. And you also want to try and hold down the enemy morale. To that effect, there is actually a spirit ability that will lower your enemy's morale, which you can use. I recommend saving it for bosses and such, but you can use that, and it'll make them more vulnerable for you. So let's see. So we got this guy right here. I think Garrett can probably take him out with that beam saber attack. So this guy's the boss, so I'm probably going to want to save him for last. So I'm gonna attacks do I have here? So this guy has a little bit more health, but no, it's fine. I think what turn am I on? Oh, I'm on turn 4. Looks like I might not get that SR point.
Best get to killing.
Yeah. Well, I want to hit this guy with the strongest attack possible, so I'm going to move this guy here. I'm going to use my best attack on this dork and try and finish him off. Actually, I might be facing the boss after this, so I'm going to pop Invincible one more time. And hopefully I one-shot the grunt enemy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to one-shot the boss, but... Oh! Okay, I don't have to do that. Good, I'll use this one. That's the guy I already hit. So we will take him out. After this, we'll... You know what? I just did something really dumb.
Oh?
What I should have done is taken a shot at the boss, and then in the enemy turn they would have both attacked me and I would have been able to hit them both. So I blew it. We're not going to get the SR point, but that's okay.
Oop.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to one-shot the boss.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, so yeah, here we go. We have our dynamic finish again, which is much more dynamic than it was in the old days.
I remember when all these finishes were cornfields.
Well, there we go. I got 6,000 damage, so maybe we'll see what happens. I haven't getting any levels or anything, but that guy does more damage, so I don't want him attacking Garrett. So I'll leave Garrett where he is and just. You know what? Might as well do this at least once. We'll see Garrett's most powerful attack, at least at this point. There are later permutations of this Gundam that are more powerful that you get later in the game. But man, it's so flashy.
So much flash. Oh.
Yeah. It's really much more approaching what you'd see in modern Super Robot games here. Yeah, you know what? That wasn't even a waste because it only did like 3,700 damage.
Wrecked.
Yep. Alright, so there you go. Garrett can knock one guy out. So we're probably not going to finish this turn, but that's okay. So he's going to attack me. It doesn't tell me how much health he has. I am going to go here and make sure I am using the most powerful attack. I am not. No, I want to use the most powerful attack. There we go. I'm glad I checked that. So let's see. Ooh, only 80% chance to hit, but that's still pretty good. I think I'll be okay. Since I'm facing a boss guy, I think I was better off focusing not taking damage.
Probably. Don't want to get wrecked before you get a chance to get a shot.
Yep. Yep. So see, this way I only took 10 damage, so should be okay. It is interesting that this one only has like your health and energy pop in temporarily to give more space to the attacks. Other Super Robot War games will keep those on the screen permanently.
I think it makes it more dramatic to not have to see that the whole time.
Though, of course, in the new ones that are HD, they have enough screen space that they can leave them on.
Oh, yeah.
So there we go. That was pretty flash. But he didn't... Yeah, I blew it. So if I'd done that, last turn, then I could have just countered both of these guys, and it would have been over, and I would have gotten the SR point.
But you done goofed.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. We're pretty much we can finish the stage off. So, oops, looks like we're not going to get to see the dramatic finish for that one because I ran out of energy, but that's okay. I don't have enough for nope. So whatever. I'm just going to do the most powerful one I have. Grar. This should finish him off. We're going to see another fun double chainsaw. Yeah, so I'm always doing that. Like I commit to something, I'm like, oh, I should have done this instead.
Oop.
Yep. Thinking it was a better thing after the fact. Well, anyhow, this should finish off the stage anyway. I don't think there are any reinforcements or anything. And afterwards, we can just take a quick look at the intermission screen. There we go. I think we do get a story sequence. Okay, but hey, any things to note. Here we got some money. We got some blue stones, which you can use to buy some other special stuff. We got an upgrade part. So that's a booster. You can equip that on your units to get them one more movement radius. Also, I gained a level. So there we go. My total SP went up by 1. All my stats are up by at least 1. Oh, his dodging ability increased. That's nice, even though he's a super robot and he's generally going to tank. But whatever. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got his health back. Oh no, he's attacking the town. What will happen? Oh, we got some help. So this guy is going to come in and help us. This guy is from Overman King Geithner. This is Gain Bijo. So Gain is gonna help us out. So this is nice. We also get to take a look at one of his attacks. I don't know if he joins you after this or not, because when I played the game, I played it on the real robot path. So this is actually my first time playing this stage.
Oh.
But there we go. We win. We messed up the SR point, but we at least win. So yeah, we're just going to discuss the various things that happened, and they're like, oh hey, you're that guy.
That guy? What guy? No guy exists.
So there you go. I'm not actually going to bother to actually upgrade anything, but you can just quick look at it. So here's where we would put in parts. Yeah, it looks like he does join you. So, for instance, is it showing whose movements? Everyone's got 6 movement already, but if I equip this, now he'd have 7 movement. Let's do this randomly. This is showing me what the parts I have. This is how I can look at their stats. Where is it? Okay, and this is where I would be able to upgrade. So I could spend the money I gain to, boost guys. So, for instance, since the guy's in the Gundam, I'd want to put money toward dodging, and also you can upgrade the weapons. I don't even have enough to upgrade his weapon one rank. It'd make very much money.
Lol.
But that's the stuff you want to make sure you're doing between stages. Later on, you get the ability to, certain series, you can swap pilots between different units. And you can eventually be able to organize guys in squads and things like that. So this early in the game, we won't be able to show that off. And normally you would go down here to save, but I'm not gonna bother because I'm not gonna. If I go back to this game, I'm gonna pick up the game I started 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's Super Robot Wars Z. And there we go. I think I strategied okay. You're turning away now? We already... Yeah.
I was being funny.
You messed up the timing. God.
No, I turned away as you turned forward. That was the joke.
I couldn't quite see it because I was turned away.
Indeed.
Anyhow. So there we go. I think the biggest point is so much flashier than the previous Super Robot Wars game we played.
So much flash, it's running on a internet browser.
Yeah, that's not after December 2020.
Oh, why are they disabling Flash?
Oh, do you not use Chrome? There's a message on every time you start up.
I just don't pay attention to anything.
Yeah. There's a message popping up that Flash will no longer be supported after December 2020.
F in the chat.
Yeah, that was yeah. So we're on a good start. Just explaining jokes so that they're no longer funny. But anyhow, yeah, so it's a lot flashier. That's something that started with Super Robot Wars Alpha. This has really gotten very close to modern levels by the time of this last PS2 game. I mean, even for a PS2 game, I think you agree that the animations were actually pretty good.
From what I could see.
So, a decent amount of flash. I mean, you got some decent tactical depth with the
Flash.
With the fact that you can form like platoons and you have to worry about multiple units and the thing. I've never been a huge fan of the platoon system because honestly, it leads to a lot of dragging along like really crappy units that I normally would. That would normally just.
It's just pronounced platoon.
Did I not say platoon?
You've been saying platoon like it's a
Have
plateau.
I?
Yeah.
I didn't think I was. I didn't catch that. Anyhow, stop trying to derail my conversation here. We want to finish this. So it's in the Super Robot Wars Alpha 3 as well, which is 2 and 3, which is ones I played more. And I just didn't really like the system that much because I ended up like, okay, well, I'm trying to set up my platoons, but now I've got these units that aren't very good, like moving alongside my units that are good, and I feel like they're more dragging them down than helping them. Normally, I just like to leave those guys in the ship.
Mm.
And we're like, yeah, you guys are permanently riding the pine, and I'm not going to bother upgrading you or anything.
That's like how I keep my level, like, I think he's only level, like, 69 Piccolo with my level 90 and over 100 Vegeta, Gohan, and Goku in DBZ Kakarot.
Well, I think
I keep him specifically in there so that he can level up faster, so.
I think a more apt comparison would be, I bet you have a bunch of Pokemon that basically make a permanent home in the Pokemon box.
Literally thousands.
Yes. So I often do that in these games because there are guys who are like, yeah, you suck. I'm never going to use you. Stay on the ship. Don't get shot at. So it kind of makes the platoon system kind of makes you use those guys. So on the one hand, like I'm getting used to all of them, but the other hand is like these guys suck.
Man, you're gonna hear what I keep hearing when you say platoon when you edit this.
I don't know. I'm not saying platoon.
When you're saying it in your like video in your like talking to the audience dialogue, you're like saying platoon, and then when you're saying wait, am I not saying platoon? You're saying it platoon.
I don't know. I don't get myself doing it.
Just saying.
Anyhow, yeah. So this is not only was the fact that you can speed by the dialogue part of why I wanted to play this because you lets you get a sense of like how much dialogue there is without having to mash through all of it. But it's also a lot closer to the modern games, so it kind of gives people an idea of what the modern games are like. So by this point, we already had that little info window when I was selecting a guy to shoot at. It would give me an idea of what my hit percentage on him was, and like I said, in the modern the PS4 ones, the ones that are on PS4 and Switch, it'll actually tell you, at least without factoring in things like critical hits, whether you're going to shoot those guys down. So you've got so much more information now, and you started to see that. You started to see that by this point in the series. I mean, it gives you an idea of what the battle animations are like, and I didn't bother skipping any of them, but you can skip or fast forward them, so you don't have if you don't want to, you don't have to watch them every time.
Oh, that's neat.
I like to, but other people might just want to get on with the game.
I mean, I usually like leave battle animations on while I'm playing Pokemon, but if I'm really grinding on raids, they take so long I shut them off. Absolutely. And you can actually you can globally shut them off, or just be like, you know what, I don't have time for this X button. Cancel. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, so you can actually select before you begin the battle whether you actually even want to watch the battle animation in the first place. Nice. So that's neat. That's something, that's in the more modern ones you can do easily. Save it for the bosses. Even all the way back on PlayStation 1, they let you skip it, but they made it easier to do. But this one also had introduced, I know I didn't have a reason to use it, but if you notice the square during the second spirit command that the main character had, there was a little square you can actually mark things and use multiple spirit commands at once. Oh, neat. So that makes it a little faster. You're taking on a boss and okay, I got to make sure I have bullseye on so I can hit him. I got to make sure I have invincible on so I only take 10 damage from his counterattack. You can just mark them both and execute them once instead of having to use one, then go back into the menu and use the other one. Sort of like the mark and execute feature in Splinter Cell. Yes, that we played recently, yes. Actually, that would have been the previous episode, so very recently, like last week. So like we played last week. Yes, there we go. Time loses all meaning in quarantine. Oh, even more so than usual. Yeah. So that's there. So we started to see a lot of the quality of life stuff that you're going to get with the modern games that we're obviously not going to play because we're a retro show. And let's face it, in these days you need quality of life improvements. So this is a pretty good one, though
I'm not sure how much you're going to get out of it if you don't understand Japanese to be able to read along with the story. This one I think is known for having a pretty decent one, though I think one of the facts you found did translate the story.
Oh, it did. Like the first
you can find
one
translations online.
It's like completely translated, but it was so dense that I was like, wait, so what am I supposed to tell him to do?
Yeah. So, I mean, it may depend on you whether you can enjoy the game being like, okay, I'm going to follow along in the fact so I know what's happening. As I mentioned last time we played one of these games, they are available in English now. The licensing is a nightmare, so they don't come out here in the U.S. But they do come out in English in Asia, so you can get the Asian versions. Make sure you get the right one, but you get the Asian English version. And they are in passable English, and you can know what's happening. And I have to say, so much easier to play when you can read everything instead of having to refer to a FAQ for like translations of stuff you can't read.
I would imagine.
Yeah, like I know a little bit of Japanese, so there's some stuff I can be like, okay, I'm pretty sure what that says. But there's other stuff where I'm like, that may be important, but I have no idea what that says. So, I got to sit here and I got to page through a FAQ and I'd be like, okay. This guy has support attack. That's great. That means if I move next to that guy, I can the one guy attacking that guy will jump in and do an additional attack afterwards. More damage, great.
Yay, damage.
Yeah. So, but it's the whole thing is written in kanji and I can't read it at all. So to find out that the guy has that ability, yeah, you're having fun with your background there.
I am.
But I gotta page to the FAQ, and on the English ones, I can just be like, oh, he's got support attack. Oh, this guy has support to defend. I'll have one of my squishy units up next to him, so if they actually get hit, this guy will take the hit for them.
Nice.
So all that information that the game gives you is much more accessible now that it's in English. At least for me. If you're fluent in Japanese, great. You can play the older ones, lots of which are still pretty fun.
However, if you speak Russian, you're probably going to have a hard time with this.
Yeah, you're just going to be out of luck all around. There's no Russian. No Russian.
I don't even know how you're understanding what we're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're using the subtitles. I don't know how good a job YouTube does of translating.
I don't know.
I've never attempted to watch the subtitles on the show to see if they even get the English right. So who knows? Anyhow. These are pretty fun games. This is a favorite. I've heard some people were not too fond of the last. This one was. There were several entries in. There are both standalone games and games that have kind of like mini series in Super Robot Wars. Like for instance, I mentioned Alpha. There are actually 4 Alpha games: Alpha 1, 2, and 3, and Alpha Gaiden. So that was like a series. Zet also was like a series. There was the first one, and they ended up splitting up the third one. And there's
options.
Like there are 4 or 5 of these, if you understand Japanese. But I heard some people are not fond of the later ones, which I think ended up coming out in PlayStation 3. I don't know. My recommendation would be get one of the last 3 ones, which you can get in English, and then available on PS4 and Switch.
I feel like Switch is a solid console for this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a 2D game, so it's not like it's not going to run good on Switch. So, you don't have to worry about the performance being bad or anything like that. So, yeah, you want to import it on Switch. You can probably find it on eBay or import stores or whatever you want to do. So you get that. I think the Switch versions of V and X, which were the T is the most recent one. And but V and X, since they came to Switch later, they actually include the DLC.
Oh, nice.
So folks may want to check out one of those, and if they like it, they can get T. There should be a new one coming out sometime in 2021 because that's the 30th anniversary. I'd be surprised if they didn't put something out.
But who knows?
Yeah, they haven't announced as of this recording. They have not announced anything. So, but I'd be surprised if they didn't. So you can keep an eye out for that too.
True that.
I may have to get it if they go big for the 30th anniversary. I might have to see if I have the money. But anyhow, so yeah, that's my recommendation. Get one of the last three ones. They've added so much to make the game easier to play, and you can get it in the language that you understand.
Which is always convenient.
Yes. But as far as playing games on the show goes, I did want to play, like one of the earlier games at some point, but I think I'd like to try to play something in English. Either if there's like the alpha there's an in progress fans translation for alpha. There's a completed one for Alpha Gaiden, though that one's a little harder. So I kind of rather play alpha because it's an easier game. But if all else fails, I do have the original generation's games on Game Boy Advance, which did get released here in the U.S. because they didn't actually have any licensed game, which is hence the name. It's basically they took all the original characters they'd used to like tie together the various licensed stories, and they gave them their own games.
Neat.
So Atlas actually brought out 2 of those in the U.S. So maybe we'll take a look at one of those at some point. And maybe, back when we're out of quarantine, I will have you try one out, just get a different perspective of someone who isn't already familiar with the series, how easily you can play it.
All right.
I mean, you've played RPGs and stuff. I don't know if you've ever tried playing Fire Emblem or Advance Wars or anything like that, but
I want to say I had a game like this on my Game Boy Advance back in the day, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so well,
my Game Boy Advance was mostly used for Pokemon and Kirby, so
that's fair. I think a more interesting approach if we play another Super Robot Wars game in the future would be to play something that I can get in English and and have you try it out.
Because Ian does not read Japanese.
Yeah, so I think that'll be more interesting than another episode of me just being like, here's what I'm doing. And you being like...
Me being like, this is so fantastic for my ADHD.
Yeah. I think in the future we'll have something that you can play so you'll have an easier time focusing on it. But anyhow, if you enjoyed us blowing up robots, make sure you give this episode a like. If you want to catch future episodes and see how else we find different methods we find to blow up robots, make sure you subscribe to our channel. I've been Dan Mastriani. You can catch me on Twitter at NewTechCole.
I'm Ian Butterfield. You can find me on Twitter at ENG You can find the show at Retro Games CNCT, Facebook.com/RetroGameConnect, and RetroGameConnect.tumblr.com. Let us know what you thought of the games we played. Let us know if there are any games you'd like us to play. We can get our hands on them. We might just play them, or we might go at them with dual chainsaws.
That's a good option. I definitely enjoyed that option. I'm just sorry that I wasn't able to finish somebody off with its most powerful attack, because it probably also has like a dynamic finish where it does different animation.
Yeah, DBZ Kakarot does that.
Whatever. I'm sure that's on YouTube if people really want to see it.
Indeed.
But anyhow, most importantly, speaking of being on YouTube, make sure you join us next time for Retro Game Connect.